And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in FreeCol, in our Spanish run. You'll notice the trade advisor popped up because the hotkey to start and stop the OBS recording for local recording. It happens to be the same as the trade advisor in the game. The run, I think, is going well. We've burnt 2 native villages to the ground to loot them for their valuables. We've gotten some interesting cities. Not necessarily going to say that they're the best cities, but we've got some interesting cities. We're going to locate where the last Arawak village is before we start any more fighting. I'm pretty sure they're not on the main island that we're on, so we're not too concerned about them attacking us. Isabella's finished the printing press. There he means another person in here. Bring the farmer in. Yeah. 397 more turns. Probably not going to be 97 more turns, but some number of turns. We'll be able to bring the next villager in, and so on and so forth. Although, at this rate, we're making villagers faster than we're putting them in the city. Okay. So that is the last Arawak village. They're unknown. They're probably not going to let us say hi. Although I can always still try to come up and say hi. So at this point I should probably turn the galleon around, so we know where we want those troops to go. Oof. They did not appreciate the scout, which is fair, but makes plenty of sense. Oh, why did you turn around and go the other way? Oh well, too late. I didn't successfully cancel the move order, so it kept moving on this turn. Oh, and we've got a guy in Europe. I think I checked. Trying to decide if I want to bring more individuals. I think the answer is yes. Then the question is which one? Let's bring a hardy pioneer. And then we're going to equip this guy with some tools. What could go wrong? Nothing. Nothing is the thing that could go wrong. As weird as that may sound. Could build roads, but we're not really needing them. We are big enough that we can now build things that we might want to. Like the college, the factory, the mill, cathedral, the fort. So we'll probably want to leave the tools behind. I think we're working on the custom house one. That might be the one we're actively working on. Yeah. 12 turns out for custom house. So wondering what wasn't in the list, and the answer is, well, because the next Continental Congress member. Members of the Arwalk Nation are busy at work. The children are nowhere to be seen, and their elders are frowning. Almost like it's trying to make you feel bad about it. Although, to be fair, it probably is trying to make you feel bad about it, so... There is a small chance during these attacks we do lose the attacker. Although with that, we have taken the last Arwalk settlement, 2,400 gold worth of stuff. Burned their capital, they surrender our might. They're now officially at peace with us because, well, they now officially don't exist anymore. Okay. Let's have a few more colonies with these free colonists. There we go. So the Dungeon Server just trained. I'll actually carry through and let this guy become a expert fisherman this time. Okay, we're almost full. We'll go one more turn, and then we'll take the guy off of cotton planting, probably put him on weaving. FreeCol has decided to immigrate. We're doing more immigration. Yeah, we'll go with more weaving. Or did the French claim that spot? French may have claimed the spot already. Although, from what I can see, they haven't claimed the bit that I want. They've claimed the bit next to the bit I want. So it's not going to be too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take a frigate. Let's go another warship. There we go. Probably could have brought more tools along, but it'll be fine that way. So we'll have to wait until the native moves off the silver mine, because that's ideally where we want to work. But in the meantime, making some Liberty Bells isn't a problem. The Arwalk have been destroyed, so every last one of their Braves are now gone, is I think what's happened. And our free colonist has become an expert fisherman, which is fine. Needs a student. Well, it says it needs a student. It doesn't really need a student. Adventure officially at peace with us again. Lumberjack and Carpenter. Carpenter. There we go. Once the dock's done, the expert fisherman coming along can start to make a bunch of food by fishing, and then we can fix the Liberty Bell issue by moving the guy off way of farming to making Liberty Bells. Where did you get lost? Oh, that's the French Dragoon. Okay. Well, still kind of sort of the question of, where did you get lost? Although, in this case, it's a bit more of a sensible answer. It's, they were at war with us, and, you know, attack positions is not really being lost. Oops. There we go. Let's load it. Here we go. And we can get started working through the building line. We're gonna have to bring tools in to obviously get through all these, but we can at least start building them. Okay, moving our stuff around. Freshman's arrived, but we're not technically ready for him yet. We gotta get the dock done, which is gonna take 17 turns. Could technically put him on farming in the meantime. Might as well. Slowly piling up the silver. Oh, the Brave isn't on the silver deposit anymore. Reminds me, wagon train. And then we want to make a trade route. Trade advisor. Oh no, not that trade advisor. Assign a trade route. New trade route. Destination. Santo Domingo. That is the stop. Load. Silver. We'll say silver and ore. And then our next stop will be La Navidad. Where the answer is nothing in the cargo. So it goes to one, picks stuff up, goes the other, drops it off. And assign you to that route. Okay, load the silver, whatever other luxuries they have here. Export. And it was Santiago de Cuba, right? The trade route. No. Wrong stop. There we go. Sure, Santiago Domingo kind of has that stuff, but... Well, it doesn't have the ore. It has the silver, but that's a long route, which could be done by boat. Oh, it does it better. And you're assigned to the trade route, so that's fine. Frigate's a little tempting. This is probably the one I'm going to go with. Yeah, let's go with Thomas Paine. Then servant has become a free colonist. Let's hop over to the petty criminal next. And we now have the ability to construct custom houses. So La Navidad is probably one of the places we'd rather have the custom house. Prioritize that over the current building. So in 17 turns, we'll have the custom house. Which then means we'll be able to export all the industrial products without having to move boats from here. And have it set up to auto-export the silver for the same reasons. We got 10 turns, we're running out of wood here. Actually, I was gonna walk that one. Settlements. Of course, the tobacco shop is not going to work if we're not getting any tobacco. Although we still have such a surplus, and I can bring it in from other places right now, so no, we're going to leave you on making more. Okay. Pick up 100 from here. Bring it over. The various acts of defiance perpetrated by the loyal colonists of Spain leave us no choice but to impose a new tea act. Or boycott our ore. No, boycott our ore. We're never going to sell that to you. We're not going to buy it from you either. Or do I need to unload and then reload? B. Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty good boat for heading back. Yeah, let's... because it's not moving for whatever reason. Let's move it there, and then we can add it to the trade route. See if that gets it moving. I don't know why it's not cycling right. Maybe it is cycling right. Okay. Or maybe I fixed it by forcing it to move and putting it back on. Who knows? Although, if it is fixed, we'll see it start working. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, and now it's working. Don't think anywhere here makes enough food to be really worth putting in the town. Get 3 on the forest. Not actually as bad as I was expecting. Of course, we could chop it down and turn to proper farmland if we needed to. Because Tupi and the French are at war with each other. And our indentured servant is now a free servant, or free colonist. Which means I don't need him understudying anymore. Unless I actually want him fishing, which, at the moment we don't have a good use for that. Dock's done in 9. Well, I've got enough lumber. Double that speed. Bring it down to 5. The dock's allows to get the fishermen to actually be fishing, so we can free up more of the people to work on the construction. Other useful tasks. Finish the stables. Yeah, it's probably time you put your lumberjack back in your lumberjacking. Wait, you're on the schoolhouse next. Custom house wouldn't necessarily do a lot of benefit here, although we could set it to auto-export the little bit of sugar you make. Or I could just build a wagon train and ship it to La Navidad, which then we could have La Navidad do the same thing. And that saves us the cost of a custom house. Wagon train's much cheaper after all. We're gonna want a dry dock. Probably gonna warehouse expansion. Although, we could probably get it without the warehouse expansion. We're just shipping everything to the... No, we'll want the warehouse expansion for gun storage. Armory, blacksmith... So after that will be the fort. And then the city will get big enough and we'll have the factory versions of the armory and the gunsmith. Well, the factory versions of the armory and the blacksmith, not the gunsmith. Well, I suppose it might be called the gunsmith at that point. Spain requires... So I suppose now the Netherlands can declare war on us. Victory very quick. So we're more with the French again, obviously. Although our veteran soldiers have explained to the French they're not all powerful. Well, in this case it was the artillery explained to them that attacking a fortified location, fortifying boats there, because we haven't actually gone around to fortifying yet. But attacking cannon when they're in a defensive spot is a painful experience. It can be. Yeah, I might be splurging a bit. I think we're going to go with it. Elder Statesmen, because I don't think we can train them right now. So that's a good question. Maybe I should check what I can train at the school. Buildings. Schoolhouse. The farmer, the fisherman, fur trapper, silver miner, lumberjack, ore miner, carpenter, and then the ones you don't train. Okay. College gets me what I'm thinking of, which is the master, like blacksmith and stuff. Although the ore miner was in the first level, wasn't? Ore miner was in the first level. So the non-native extraction ones we can get from the first level. The processing ones are in the second. Oh, and the planters. Whereas we're gaining preacher, statesman. It's just the preacher and statesman. Oh, the Jesuit missionary and the colonial regular as well. Okay. Wait, no, I'm missing one then, because it should be a row plus 2, so it should be 5 more. One I'm missing. Gunsmith. The master gun... No, the master gunsmith is like in the level. Okay, I'm gonna stop poking it because I'm not finding it quickly enough. So that means, from a training perspective, there's maybe an argument of grabbing another master blacksmith. And then the argument to grabbing an X for ore miner is we'd have to train it, which would take the previous one offline while we're training it. That's also the argument of the Master Blacksmith as well. Okay. Oh, I should bring some tools. So we'll load tools onto the caravel. Veracruz finishes dock. Then the other one's declared on us. Well, technically I think I'm not declared in there. So if we're gonna keep building here, it's probably gonna be Lumbermill next. Although in the meantime, you're gonna fish. And so you can go over there. One of you needs to harvest lumber. Okay, that's working. Now, in the long term, this place would probably be making cloth into... or cotton into cloth and furs into coats. Not building stuff, but right now it needs to build stuff. This time I just want another expert fisherman, so we are going to actually train that one to being an expert fisherman. Maybe don't need the tools yet. They're here now, so do it. Okay, more Liberty Bells. We'll raise the rebel level soon. Although we're gonna have to wait until it does to put these guys in. Oh, too many tools. Because of course we're making tools. Santo Domingo. FreeCol has become an expert silver miner. So we now have 2 expert silver miners. La Navidad. FreeCol has become an expert fisherman, which means we don't need to spare expert fishermen. So we can send them out to the next town. You go to La Isabella. You equip with tools. We unload the tools from the ship. And I think we send the ship back to Europe. So pick up, like, trade goods or something. Oops. Too much cloth and not La Navidad. And to encourage the trade rate to be a little efficient, we're going to finish the road between Santiago de Cuba and La Navidad. French are at peace with us. And they've declared war on us. Peace was declared, and war was declared. Just to make sure you were confused. No, that wasn't the button I intended to hit. I hit enter. Here we go. Okay, before I get too carried away just hitting enter and over and over and over again, we're gonna start looking. This is probably about a good place to put a part break in. We're gonna make this one decision, and then we're gonna put the part break in. Crown's Foreign War is no longer effect on us. Yes, that sounds like a good one. So yeah, we're gonna put the part break in here. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're gonna try to record one more part tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, you feel free to hang around to see that last part being recorded. Things are moving. Maybe not the fastest, but they're moving. From a military advisor standpoint, we haven't necessarily gotten that much stronger. Why does they have 9 veteran soldiers? Because at some point I wasn't paying attention and the monarch decided I needed 9 soldiers. So, we got more of an army. That we may use in future parts, but yeah. Yeah, we'll easily be able to mount those guys up. So we'll be up to 17. Let's see if I can do math. 17 dragoons. So we're about a third of the way there. Obviously, we're going to need more than that. But we're moving in the right direction pretty quickly. We got 3 different silver mines. We've got the land of I can build things. Doesn't necessarily make any trade goods, but it'll make guns. And we'll be able to fortify it to Kingdom Come back. And probably build boats there. As my poking around is moving the turn a little bit farther forward. Before I get too carried away, if you're watching on YouTube, part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to record one more part tonight, and then we'll end for the night. Don't want to stay up too late, because I should actually wake up around breakfast time to give the dog its medication. So I shouldn't stay up to 3 or 4 in the morning like I did last night. Because then I only get 5 hours of sleep instead of like 6 or 7. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.